So let me see if I can. Cool, I can do this. So let's look at just this first measure. It sounds like you kind of figured out do. It's kind of hard to see, but if we zoom in, we see that that flat is on the third line, which means this middle line is fa. So we just count on space, line, space. And we actually end up with our first note being do here. And I'm fine telling you that now because I'm sure you've already figured that out. So as we can also see, we're in common time, which means 4/4. And it sounds like you've already gone through this. So that means that we have 4 beats in each measure, and a quarter note gets the beat. So if I was counting this measure, I'd count 1, 2, 3, 4. Very simple. But look at this first measure. I think this is probably where you're already starting just a little confused, and that's okay. Remember, we start with number 1, and we have to figure out how to get to 4. So first off, if we look at this measure and how it compares to this one, we see that the last 2 beats, 3 and 4, are the same right here. So we know that all these eighth notes have to fit into the space of 1 and 2. So if I have 2 eighth notes, what that's really telling me is each of these eighth notes fit into the same space as 1 quarter note. So instead of saying 1, 2, look, I already have to figure out what to do here. I'm going to say 1 and 2 and then 3, 4. So let's see if I can type that or write that without that being just malarkey. So 1, here we go, and I can do it. Oh, that's kind of terrible. And then 2, oh, that's not helpful. Let me erase those. That's not helpful to you at all. I think you kind of get the picture here. Sorry, that's not very easy for me to write like I hoped. Also, I'm left-handed. Okay, so let me go back to this. Okay, so hopefully that helps you out. Disregard my poor art lesson there, but hopefully that helps you understand that instead of being 1, 2, 3, 4 like we would with quarter notes, these actually are 1 and 2 and. And if we go over here, we have that on the second beat. So we'd have 1, we go to 2, then immediately we have to follow it up with an and before we can move on. And notice this measure right here is the exact same as this measure right here. So whatever we got for this measure is going to be the exact same, looks like solfege and rhythm for this measure. So make sure we try and look and see those similarities like we have right here as well. Okay, hopefully this helped.